Do you have any stereotypes of people that live in Buenos Aires? Then stick around, you're gonna wanna see this video. Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. This week, I'm really excited because I'm gonna be sharing with you something a little bit different. I have come up with 10 stereotypes that people have of Porteños, and Porteños are people that live in Buenos Aires, so they're inhabitants of the city. And I came up with these. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 5 in this video and I'm gonna do 5 in next week's video. So be sure you hit that red subscribe button and come back next week to get the last 5. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say what the stereotype is, and then I'm gonna say whether or not I think it's true or false and the reasons why. Now, hopefully these don't get me in too much hot water, but I am not shy to say what I really think on this channel when it comes to living abroad. And I'm going to continue to do that today as well. Be sure if you have a different opinion or if you think something differently, let me know down in the comments. I am always open to hear everyone's different opinions and different thoughts about living in Buenos Aires. As you guys know, I absolutely loved living there, so don't take anything of what I'm gonna say badly, take it all with a grain of salt. This is just for a fun YouTube video. All right, friends, be sure to go below, hit that like button, and also that red subscribe button. That way you'll be notified when part 2 gets released next week, and let's get into the video. So the first stereotype that I hear a lot is that Porteños are argumentative. And I'm gonna go ahead and say that is true, 100%. True. I have noticed living there that they like to argue about any and everything, and they like to take a stance and fight to the death or argue to the death. They will not give an inch, and that is definitely true of Porteños. And also Andrew definitely noticed this in the office as well. So it's not just, friends or out in the street, but it's definitely in the work culture as well. Just something to note. The second stereotype is going to be that Porteños are football lovers. And that is 100% true once again. Honestly, I think that's true of a lot of countries outside of the USA. Definitely all of the Latin American countries, and it's 100% true for Porteños and Argentines alike. They have a team that they love normally, that they root for, and they enjoy watching football so much. I cannot tell you. When you're living there, definitely if there's a big game on, expect to hear cheering through the walls, through any of the apartments, to the left, to the right, up above you, you might hear pounding on the floor. Below you, you're gonna hear cheering. And outside, you're gonna hear taxis honking their horn when the right team wins or when the right team scores a goal. So that is definitely true. Porteños and all Argentines are definitely football lovers. And the third stereotype is going to be that Porteños are good dressers. And I'm gonna say that I agree with that. That's gonna be true. For sure, it varied from place to place, but I definitely felt like in general, out on the streets, the Porteños did dress very smartly, very put together. They always had nice shoes on, like maybe a nice scarf in the wintertime. And I just thought generally they did dress very well. They definitely were much dressier than what we are here in America. The Americans are much more casual than the Porteños in Buenos Aires. And it was definitely something that I had to get a little used to, that people didn't wear yoga pants everywhere unless you were actually going to exercise. Here in America, everyone wears yoga pants all the time. Even shorts, I like to wear shorts a lot. And I noticed in Buenos Aires, shorts weren't quite as common. Certainly people wore shorts, but it wasn't the same extent or as common as it is here in the US. So generally, I did feel that Porteños were very smart dressers. The fourth thing that I have heard about Argentines and Porteños is that their food is spicy. And I'm gonna give that a false. I definitely did not feel like their food was spicy at all. I wouldn't say it was bland because it had a lot of flavor, but the flavor was very subdued. There wasn't a lot of spiciness or a lot of intense flavors in just the Argentine food. Now, of course, if you got different types of food throughout the city that wasn't Argentine food, that was a different story. But when I'm talking about strictly just Argentine, I definitely did not think it was spicy at all. In fact, my husband enjoys spicy food, so he had to add pepper his own seasoning a lot of times to like kind of amp up the spiciness. And another thing we noticed living in Buenos Aires was that they usually only had salt on the table. Here in America, they always have salt and pepper, but there it was usually just salt because pepper wasn't used as commonly. So we had to like ask for the pepper to be brought to our table in a lot of restaurants. So just another thing to note. And the fifth stereotype I'm gonna share with you today is that Porteños eat dinner late. And that is 100% true, at least compared to the culture we have here in America. I would say most restaurants did not even open till 8 p.m. and that's when they would start serving dinner, which for here in America, that's pretty late for dinner. Normally we're eating more around 6 p.m., usually right when you get home from work. And if you plan on eating at 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. in Buenos Aires, you're going to be in the restaurant with everyone that is still taking their happy hour. So just be prepared. There's no shame in it for sure. Andrew and I would eat at that time a lot. And that's exactly what would happen. Everyone was like drinking their wine or having their little appetizers with their happy hour. And we were over there having a legit dinner meal. So it's just something to be aware of when you move there. You'll for sure notice that some of your favorite restaurants will not even open till 8. And even at 8, there would be times when we would wait to eat at 8, but we would be the first ones there when the restaurant opened. And it would be empty. So you don't even really need a reservation for 8 p.m. But when you start getting into the 8:30 or 9 p.m., then the restaurants get really busy and they get bustling with Porteños eating their dinner. All right, friends, those are the 5 stereotypes I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it and learned a little bit, and I hope it was a little bit fun for you as well. If you have a different opinion, it is definitely welcome. Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are, and I will see you next week for part 2. Bye, friends.